Hi, I'm the Orlando Wizard, and today we are Dare to Escape. Now, what's interesting about this escape room is, one, if you've never done an escape room, this one's kind of interesting in comparison to other escape rooms. There's 4 specific rooms that they have here, and if you do them in order, it's a continuation of a story, which you don't find at other escape rooms. Usually they give you 1 or 2 different rooms, and difficulties vary. This one's interesting. It kind of encourages you to go from one to the next to find out what happens in the story itself. So today we have 6 people, and we're going to do the Asylum here. Now I'm going to introduce you to my team, and we're about to go in and see how well we do, because not a single one of us has ever done an escape room.
You guys already know me. I'm Danny.
I'm Alessandra.
I'm B. That's Noah.
I'm Kay.
I'm Malin.
Not a single one of you have done an escape room, so this is my team, and we're gonna give the Asylum a shot. One of the things that I really like about Dare to Escape is that they actually allow you to bring in service dogs. The service dog can actually go with you into the room. They're very accommodating here.
Welcome to the Pleasant Home for the Insane. Here you are investigating the disappearance of patient Victoria Sneed, who went missing back in 1945. The asylum's been shut down since 1967, but you were here to try to find out why she was committed and what happened to her. So here in the asylum, there's going to be many things that you have to look for. Locks, keys, puzzle pieces, clues. Victoria set a path as she found a way out. It's going to be your job to follow that same path and escape. If you can free Victoria's spirit from the asylum, she will let you escape as well. But you only have 1 hour, because Dr. Tillman's spirit will materialize in 1 hour. But in the meantime, all of the other malicious spirits have sensed your sympathetic vibrations, and they are materializing. So you have only 1 hour to escape.
Check under the bed, see if there's anything under there. I'll check under there. Socks!
We did it. We escaped. And we did the Asylum like we said we were going to do. The Asylum is the first in the story of 4 escape rooms here. It was amazing, absolutely amazing. So I'm going to be interviewing everybody to find out what their overall thought process was, and you know, how they enjoyed it. And we're also going to talk to Sean, who is one of the owners here. What was everyone's feeling for their first time ever doing an escape room?
2 thumbs up. It was awesome. I loved it.
It was really fun. I liked it quite a bit.
I loved it.
I liked it.
What was the favorite thing about doing the Asylum, without giving away any spoilers?
I liked the puzzles. They were very unique and very challenging, and they were all different types of puzzles as well.
I like the fact that they made you think. It wasn't, oh, here's the answer. You actually had to think about it. Like, maybe, is it this or could it be this? It didn't have just one answer. It had multiple things, and you had to try all those.
Everything built upon each other, same with the puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you had to find the clue to get it right.
I liked finding things.
So,
Like,
B was our superstar. She was the one who actually found 2 puzzles that all of us overlooked, that we would have never escaped if she hadn't figured out those 2 things. So thank you, B, for that. I want to point out that Noah, her service dog, was in there with us at all times. So like stated before, they do allow you to bring service dogs in. And when we were at a specific area, he was able to sit basically at our feet. It was easy for him to be out of the way. We weren't tripping over him. So if you do have a service dog, they will accommodate you here.
it's very accessible, and they're willing to work with you to make it accessible as well, which is pretty cool.
It's very wide open, so if you want to put your service dog in a stay position or a sit position in the corner, you can do that. Or if you need them right by your side, you can also put them right by your side because it is very wide open for you to move around and maneuver to find the different clues.
Now, would any of you think that if you were claustrophobic, this wouldn't work for you, or do you feel it was open enough where, I understand there's different levels, like I'm claustrophobic, but I was okay inside there.
It's open enough, I think.
I'm a little bit claustrophobic, but with the rooms were wide enough open. There was one particular room that was a little bit kind of pushing it for me, but I feel like it was wide enough to be fine.
So I think there are certain spots that are very wide open, but then there are also darker parts, and with those darker parts it can feel kind of tight. So I think if you're incredibly claustrophobic, you might want to find a different way to do it, or like leave a door open, which is another accommodation they mentioned. But I think for the most part people would be okay.
Now, can you explain what that specific accommodation in a little bit more detail?
So one of the staff members here offered to, for people who are incredibly claustrophobic, like leave a door open. So the doors are open in the sense like they're not locked, like you can open the door if you need to step out. But they said for other members in the past, instead of just shutting the door and leaving it unlocked, they've actually left it open. That way they can have that little bit of light and that sense of I can actually get out.
Overall, what do you think would be the ideal amount of people to do an escape room?
5 or 6.
5 to 6?
Yeah, 5 to
About
6.
6.
We had 6, and I feel like
good.
that was a perfect amount because you had, in our group particularly, we have one person that went to go find stuff. We had another person that was really good at words. We had another person really good at numbers.
And puzzles.
And puzzles, yes, definitely. So just having a group of friends or families that a little bit good at a little bit of everything, I feel like that definitely helped us in order to escape the first escape room.
There are all different types of challenges, such as like puzzles and then finding things, so it's important to have like a blend of people with different strengths.
Perfect, perfect. So they'll accommodate up to 8. I feel that 8 might get a little crowded, and I honestly don't think 4 is quite enough.
So our group, about 6 is perfect.
I feel like 6
5 to 6 is perfect.
6 is perfect.
Yeah,
Plus the
awesome. Now, the big question. Is there anyone who wouldn't do this again?
Oh, I would love to do this.
I definitely would do this
I
again,
would do this
100%.
100% I'd do it.
I'm just doing this one. I'm already ready to do the next one. I'm super
I'm ready
excited.
to do all rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know the story. The story
Yeah.
sounds very interesting.
Now, do you feel it made a difference in your decision on wanting to continue on here because the rooms have a continuing story? Do you think that added a lot?
Definitely.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, knowing that
Storyline.
Yeah.
each room you go into, and now they're all standalone rooms. You could just come in and do a one-off in any of the rooms, but knowing that the story continues into the next room, that really did it for me.
Yes, yes.
Like
For
you
me
can
too.
you can pick your room. You can either do the Asylum or the Ringmaster or the Dig. You can do it in whatever you order that you want to do it in. But doing the Asylum and then hopefully doing the Ringmaster next and the Dig after that, I feel like that story, I feel like it'll all come together in the end.
Right, exactly. All right, thank you guys. I appreciate you joining me today. So I'm here with Sean. We just finished the Asylum, which was spectacular. He is one of the owners. Him and his significant other are the ones who kind of dreamed all this together and put it together. And I personally have to say that was being my first time ever doing an escape room. That was incredible. I had no idea, or I would have been doing them a long time ago. It was fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about what your inspiration is, or why you started up doing escape rooms, and what gave you the idea of doing a continuation story?
Sure. So first off, there's actually 4 of us owners, my wife and I, and then we also have 2 other business partners that live in Chicago. Halloween Horror Nights has always been a really important part of our lives. We met there, we got engaged there, our business partners actually got married there. We have a lot of props from there. We know the people that kind of create the event, so that's our inspiration. I mean, we've always loved horror. So you've seen the lobby already. We're always Halloween year round, so we always got creepy music playing in the background as well. So that was one of the inspirations with why we kind of came up with the overall concept. So what we decided to do collectively was, hey, we're tired of our jobs. We started playing escape rooms in January of 2016, and by March we both quit our jobs and we decided we're going to go into the deep end and open up the business. We contacted our friends and business partners now, and they said, yeah, we'd love to do it. So they got involved, so the 4 of us started up. Now in terms of why everything connects, when you play an escape room, sometimes you go to a facility and it will be game, and that's fun. You know, I mean, I love playing a standalone game, but we thought, I love the story. So Maureen is also a writer, so between the 2 of us, we're like, let's connect all of our storylines. So the Asylum and the Ringmaster were connected first, pretty easy connection there. And we're like, okay, well, how do we connect the Dig? Because the Dig is a family room. We don't want to connect it to this scary, evil family, but we found a way to do it while having inspirations from other movies as well, Jurassic Park and Back to the Future. There's little ties in there if you find them. It's just fun to find.
Awesome.
Little Easter eggs. And then we built the archive. Like, we really want to tie the story together. So you learn why Paul Tillman did what he did in the Asylum, what the experiment with Victoria's Need and why that was so important. You also then learn in the Ringmaster what the goal of the Ringmaster's task is of collecting people to create a new freak, which is what the storyline is. Why was that being done? How did he learn all of that? Why is he such a crazed person? You learn that in that room and more even in the archive. The Dig takes you on a kind of a tangent. You learn about a new character, Dr. Harding, who is just a victim of Arthur Tillman and the Tillman family. But in the archive, you learn much more as to why she's a victim, and you learn about what maybe have happened to her following her experience in Northern Africa. And then the archive culminates by finding their secrets. And if you don't make it out in time, you're going to become part of it. Buried forever. So that is why we do what we do. We love the overarching story. It's very unique. We do have more rooms coming. You see in the background our scary room coming, hopefully by March. Never quote us a date though. Never quote us a date in the escape room industry. But it's going to be dark. It's going to be tight spaces, perfect for you. And total isolation. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be really great. And you know, you've heard it here, but we are not going to tie it together in our storyline on paper. But those people that know our story world and want to play that game and do play that game are going to be very surprised by some things we throw in there and how it does indeed tie to our story world. Video store is open. We don't have a tie-in to the story world, but it does take place in the same general location, which is the tri-state area. She's from Connecticut, I'm from New Jersey. So how to make that our core. So the video store does take place in Sleepy Hollow, New York. It looks beautiful, and there's a very big Easter egg that ties together. And I'll give you a little tidbit. If anyone watching this channel, including those of you who are playing today, look at one key thing in that newspaper that might be there in the video store room. One of those articles may not look familiar to you. Well, it's a little foreshadowing to what's to come.
Awesome.
So you heard it here first, so you get a little tidbit on that. And then we have a paper company that we're opening up. We're actually meeting today to discuss it. It'll be open in about a month. It's going to be a 30-minute party room, interactive team building room where you can kind of have your party and play the game at the same time, or you could just rent it as a party space, or you could just rent it as the game itself for the 30 minutes. So it's a very multi-purpose room, not tied to our story whatsoever.
And then standalone.
It's a standalone completely. And then as you saw at the convention, we do have our pop-up game that we're going to be able to pop up in the paper company. So it will be Paper Company Presents Happily Never After, a team building pop-up game. So it will still be kind of thematic. And then we're building Happily Never After Part 2 as we speak as well. So at the end of it, we're going to have plenty of games for people to choose from. And actually, you heard it here first too, more individual games than any other escape room in the Orlando area.
The detail that was in here, I mean, like there was parts where I absolutely felt like I was trapped in an asylum. The details were just fantastic. He actually uses a lot of set builders that actually build sets for Halloween Horror Nights at Universal. So you're getting like top-notch designers coming in and building the infrastructure there.
They may come and build the infrastructure, but it's important to note that we, as the owners, do create everything ourselves. Like we create the story, the layout of the rooms. We simply say, build this, and they build it. And the first 3 rooms, the Asylum, the Ringmaster, we did do all of ourselves. The hours, we are open every day but Tuesdays. We need a day to recover ourselves and kind of fix things and take a break. But Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, our hours of operation are 12 to 10. On the Fridays, it's 12 to 11. Saturdays is 11 to 11. And then on Sundays, it's 11 to 10.
If you're visiting Orlando, and you want a break from theme parks, this is the place to come. Bring your family out here. You can get tied together with other people, or do you need to just focus on your group?
So we don't offer private games here. Our Happily Never After pop-up is private, and our paper company will be private, but the standalone 60-minute and 90-minute games will be non-private games unless you book it as such. You can always give us a call and let us know, hey, we're coming with 6 or 7 people. Also, the tricks are to come on an off time, during the day, during the week is the best time to come, and there's a higher chance you can get them as private.
Fantastic. So if you're in Orlando and you needed that break from the theme parks, this isn't very far from like Disney and Universal. It's on a main thoroughfare, not horribly hard to find, plenty of parking, and tremendous amounts of fun. I highly recommend that you come down and check this out. What are our prices?
So it's $30 a person for our 60-minute games, and $36 for a 90-minute game. Our Happily Never After is a $15 person, but at the same time, you do multiple games in a day, you actually save money. We do discounts for same-day play. And it's also important to note, you said proximity to things. We are literally 10 minutes away from the Disney gates that way, and 20 to 25 minutes away based on I-4 traffic to Universal that way, and SeaWorld is about 15. So, we're right in the center
of all the parks. Take a break from the parks, come down, say hi to Sean, and enjoy the games. They were tremendous amounts of fun. It was my very first escape room. Probably with the most fun I've ever had doing anything that required puzzles. This was astounding. I couldn't recommend this higher. If you're in the area, if you're a local, if you're visiting Orlando, take a break. It's about an hour or so. Book a session, walk in, and just have the best time of your life. The Asylum itself, there was parts in there where it made every one of us jump. Every single one of us, without question. But it was so immersive and so much fun. I have to do it again.
We loved the Asylum so much that the owners actually got to let us do the next story called The Ringmaster. Now personally, I got a little bit more scared in The Ringmaster because I am terrified of clowns, but the Asylum kind of scared me as well.
After we finished the Asylum, we couldn't leave. We really had to do another one. So we had a quick lunch, came back here, and we just finished The Ringmaster. And what I really enjoy about these, and if you do them in order, is the continued story just really adds a lot more to the overall atmosphere. This was absolutely amazing. I can't recommend this higher. It is absolutely astounding. If you use the coupon code here, Orlando Wizard, you will get $5 off per person per game, except for the pop-up game.